Day 28. 2 more days till showtime. I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty relieved last night when I received a text about not going to practice because I was so tired and I just knew that I needed the rest and recovery. In fact, I just woke up not too long ago. It's like 10:30 in the morning. I probably slept about 10 and a half hours, so I'm pretty happy about that. But last night I thought about, well, what do I want to film today? And I thought to myself, because it's day 28, we have 2 more days left, and some of you have been sticking with me throughout the whole series, and I really appreciate it. I want to give you guys some tips on helping you get closer to your goal. How does that sound? Tip number 1 is going to be not just tracking your workouts, even though you should. That's a bonus tip, but tracking with a food scale. This will be the best investment you have ever made, and it costs anywhere between $10 to $20. You buy one, and I promise you, you won't have to buy one unless you decide to run over it the day you get tired of it. Now, this will take the guessing away to now actually knowing how much you are currently eating. And if you don't know how much you're currently eating, then how do you know if you should be eating more or less? So my suggestion to you would be track a full day of eating with a food scale and an app like MyFitnessPal or Chronometer or whatever food app you're currently using. Use that number and track your weight for at least a week or 2. See what's going on. Is it going up? Is it going down? Is it staying the same? And then you can use that number and gauge based off the feedback that you're getting from the scale, and you can either increase your food or decrease it depending on what your goals are. But I promise you, this will be the best investment you have ever made. Did it just break? Now, tip number 2, I really want you to listen up because this one is extremely important. I see a lot of people make this simple mistake, and I'm pretty sure some of you watching are making such a simple mistake that is easily fixable. Everybody knows what this is, right? Avocado oil, maybe you have olive oil or coconut oil, but it's still oil. Oils are a great source of fat. Most people drench their salads with them, cook their meats in them. But a tablespoon of olive oil or coconut oil have 120 calories. Now, most people don't track their oils. They just pour and pour. And the next thing you know, you have 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil. Now you have anywhere between 240 to 360 calories in just oil. So a quick and easy fix, if you're not tracking it and weighing it, use something to control it. Something like a measuring spoon, so you can get a tablespoon or half a tablespoon, and this is what you're using so you can control and do the math on how much calories you're eating. Don't make the simple mistake on not tracking your oils. Tip number 3, if you're looking to build muscle and burn fat, then you wanna make sure you're eating enough protein. Now, you don't need protein powder to reach your goals, but if you already struggle to get enough protein, then supplementing with a protein powder can be a quick and easy fix. I consume 200 plus grams of protein daily, and I know if I don't have 1 to 2 scoops of protein a day, then it makes it very difficult for me to reach my goal. So a good rule of thumb for you should be aim for 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. I would say lean muscle mass, but most people don't know that, and you have to get tested for that. So if you are on the leaner side and you don't have much body fat to lose, then I would say aim for 1 gram of protein per body weight, or you can get away with eating a little bit more, especially for fullness and satiety reasons. But if you have a lot more body fat to lose and you know that's you, then maybe eating that much protein may be pretty difficult. So my suggestion would be multiply your current body weight by 0.7 or 0.8, and that will be enough to still build muscle and then make up the rest of your calories with carbs and fat. And if you're not a fan of vegan protein, trust me, I wasn't either, but this one or the cookies and cream from Raw, I highly suggest it. Now let's go make some gains. So we made it to the gym for our second to last arm workout of the 30-day challenge, and we're gonna keep it nice and short here. Tip number 4 is training with intensity. Ask yourself, are you really challenging yourself? Was that set hard? Was that set taken close or to failure? Because I think what the problem here is, sometimes when we're giving a 12 to 15 rep range, we shoot for that higher rep range, we get to 15 and we stop. But then the question is, could you have done 5 more? Could you have done 10 more? And if the answer is yes, then was that set really challenging for you? Are you giving your muscles a reason to actually change? My suggestion here is try to take your sets close to failure And your last set, if you haven't or have not been doing this, take your last set to failure. And this is what failure looks like on my last set here of bicep curls. No. On the stick. Nothing left in the tank. Okay, so tip number 5 is gonna be training your abs. Now this one is probably one of the least important ones out of all the tips I've given you, because as you guys know, you can't crunch your way to a six-pack, but it can definitely help make those abs pop more even at a higher body fat. The most important thing here to losing body fat so you can see your abs is obviously working on your diet and eating in some sort of a calorie deficit. So in one of my previous videos, in case you guys missed it, I gave you 3 of my favorite ab exercises that I do 2 to 3 times a week. I do 2 sets and I take them pretty close to failure. And for me, that's all I really need. So tip number 6, I'm already building up a sweat and I just started 5 minutes ago, is do some cardio. Now I will say you don't have to do cardio if your goal is to lose body fat, but it means that if you're not willing to move a little bit more, you're gonna have to eat a little bit less, meaning you're gonna have to be on top of your diet more and you have little to no room for error. So there's 2 ways you can do cardio. You can focus on doing it here on the machine. You can go play basketball outside, do something fun, a little bit more enjoyable. That way you don't see it as cardio. Or you can just focus on getting steps. Focus on a step count. Say, hey, every day I'm gonna focus on 10K steps, 11K steps. You can track it on your phone if you have a certain app, or if you have any sort of watch. Apple Watches, those are very good for tracking your steps. So give yourself a step count, or give yourself a goal of saying, hey, every day post workout, I'm gonna do 10, 15, 20 minutes of cardio. Obviously, the more you do, the more calories you're gonna burn. So tip number 6 is move your ass and do some cardio. Tip number 7, and the final tip for today, is going to be focusing on rest and recovery. Doing more doesn't necessarily mean more gains. Now I know some of you are thinking, then gee, why are you doing a 30-day challenge and doing arms every single day with no rest? It's an experiment, and the only way to know if something truly works is by experimenting and doing. And that's what I'm doing. We have 2 more days. All right. Now before, I used to think anytime I took a rest day, I was losing my gains and I wasn't gonna get any stronger. But in fact, the more you rest, especially when training intensively, the more you're gonna grow. And that's when you're gonna give your muscles the opportunity to grow, all right? Because when we're at the gym, we're focusing on tearing those muscles up. And when we're resting, that's when we give them the opportunity to repair and grow. So my suggestion to you is having 1 to 2 to 3 rest days, totally depending on how hard and how intense your workouts are. It's gotten to the point that for me, I train so hard that I now look forward to my rest days. So if you're not looking forward to your rest days, then you gotta think about, am I really going that hard? And as always, I appreciate you guys for watching, tuning in on the daily vlogs. You know, the last time I did that, it took me like 5 minutes to find that little cat. Day 28, now officially complete. I hope you guys found today's tips helpful. I love you guys. Always remember, G makes these videos and I'm here for you. So I really appreciate it. If you guys like the video, smash that like button, comment down below if you have any questions, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll catch you all for day 29 tomorrow. Why did I say it like that? 29. 29 it is. Peace, baby.
You physically couldn't hold me, I don't care if you push it 40. You can never little bro.